Hey everyone, it's Mr. Chase again, and we're starting a new unit today. I hope you have been following along with some of our videos up to now, but we are starting a new unit on circles today. Today's video is going to be pretty easy, going over just the different parts of a circle, and I'm going to show you some problems, and then tomorrow you have a worksheet to go along with it. If you want to take notes as we go, that'd be great, because then you could use them as you go. But of course, I'm not going to require you to. Just listen carefully, pay attention, turn up the volume so you can hear, okay? All right, so the circle, obviously, okay? And I have 6 different terms over here that kind of are going to be the basis for what we talk about in this unit. Obviously, the center of the circle, okay? The center of the circle, as we know, is the fixed point in the middle, right? And all of the circle stems from that very point, okay? So the circle, at any particular point, the circle is always the same distance from that center point, all right? Sort of like the spokes on a bike wheel, okay? It's not true if you have something like a square, okay? The center of the square, the distance to the corner is going to be a lot further than from the center to the edge, okay? So these two blue lines are actually different. For the center of a circle, though, all of the parts on the outside, or the circumference as we call it, are the same distance from that center point, okay? Now, what's the diameter? Okay, you've probably heard this term before. The diameter is going from one edge of the circle through the center all the way to the other edge, okay? The longest term, diameter, all right? I'm not going to write out the whole word. Then there's radius. Okay, so the radius, a shorter word, and it is a shorter part of the circle. It goes from the center to the edge. Okay, so it's like one wheel, one spoke on the wheel, right? That is the radius. I'm just going to use the letter R. Okay. Then we have circumference. Okay, circumference is exactly like perimeter. Think of it as perimeter. Circles just have a special name for it. All right. And that's the distance all the way around and coming back to that point, okay? The area, like most shapes, it is the two-dimensional, okay? The two-dimensional relationship, or you can call it dimension, of the inside, okay? Like that's why we call it an area rug, right? The area is what's inside. And then we have pi, okay? I know we have talked a little bit about it when we had Pi Day, all right, and as we led up to Pi Day. But pi is the ratio between the circumference and the diameter, okay? And on every single circle, the circumference divided by the diameter always comes out to pi. All right, no matter what size circle. You get bigger, okay, circumference gets bigger, diameter gets bigger, and you divide those two, and you could always get the value of pi, all right? Now, what we're going to do is we're going to focus today on just diameter and radius, okay? Because radius is halfway through the circle. That means 2 radius make up 1 diameter, right? So this might be a good thing to write down. 2 radius equal 1 diameter. If I were to show you it on this little circle here, I'm going to see if I can do 2 different color highlighters, all right? I'm going to take the first half of the diameter. There's 1 radius. And I'm going to take other side of the diameter, and there's another radius, okay? So the length of those two, right, put together is the diameter, but we have a radius here and we have a radius here. All of these dimensions are the same length. The radius is always the same, and the diameter is always the same, even if you draw it in a different direction, right? If I go from here to this edge, but through the center, that's going to match the same as that diameter, okay? All diameters are going to be the same on a particular circle. Now, here's what we're going to do today, all right? We're going to take a radius and a diameter, and we're going to match them together, all right? So, for instance, right, a 15 centimeter radius, okay, so all of these on this side, we'll count them as radius. I'm going to put an R over here, okay? All of these are going to be diameter. If you have a 15 centimeter radius half of the circle, halfway through the circle is 15 centimeters, what would its diameter be? Okay, well, that's going to be pretty easy, right? Its diameter would have to be 30, right? A 9 centimeter radius would have an 18 centimeter diameter. Okay, see what I'm doing here, right? 5 centimeter has a 10 centimeter diameter. 20 centimeter radius is a 40 centimeter diameter. And a 40 centimeter radius is an 80 centimeter diameter, okay? All right, so those partners go together. This you would see in the same circle, right? A 10 and a 5 would be in the same circle. The radius would have to be 5. The diameter would have to be 10. Okay? And the last thing we're doing today, we're going to fill in some blanks. So I'm looking at these 4 circles. And it says the radius is 8 centimeters. Now, they give you the circle and they draw some lines in there. So I'm going to go ahead and see if I can write some numbers in here. The radius is 8. So the small part is 8. Okay, so what would the diameter have to be? Well, that means that there's an 8 here and an 8 here for a total of 16 centimeters. I'm just matching the same dimension that they're using, the same unit, centimeters. Okay, how about over here? The diameter is 93 feet. Okay, so 93 is the whole thing. So I'm going to have to divide that by 2. Okay, that's got to be 46.5 feet. Okay, that's the radius. All right. How about, yep, you just heard that bell. That's my dog. It wants to go out. Give me just 1 minute, okay? She'll be outside. And let's look at the radius down here in this corner, okay? The diameter is 19. Okay, so I'm putting 19 for the big one. The whole thing is 19. So what must half of that be? Okay, well, half of 20 would be 10. So half of 19 must be 9.5 inches. And the last one, 23 centimeters is the radius. I got to put it in the right spot. That means there's a 23 here and a 23 here for a 46 centimeters. Okay? Now, if you need to go back and watch that again, this video isn't very long. It's not even going to be 10 minutes, okay? I appreciate you taking the time. Thanks for watching. Have a great week, everyone.